I'm here on the Paso del Norte Bridge where, as you can see behind me, people are continuing to cross over the border. I spoke with 3 Juarez residents about their thoughts on safety in Mexico amid the cartel attacks. During this season of puppy love, don't forget the pup you love. Experts weigh in on safety tips to keep your pet safe during Valentine's Day. I am in front of Dead Beach Brewery where Governor Greg Abbott just had his Let's Roll, Get Out the Vote tour for the primary elections. Hey, I'm Kat and welcome to the Residence Guide. Today I'm going to be showing you how to graduate as well as all the best picture places on UTA. Let's go! I am here at the El Paso airport where earlier it was a scene of chaos and confusion, but now all is quiet and heavily delayed as passengers behind me continue with their travel days. Talarico was greeted by mariachi music and a large crowd of supporters. I had the opportunity to speak with him today about issues concerning the borderland.
This is a people-powered movement to take on this broken, corrupt political system. This is a campaign of, by, and for the people.
During his time in El Paso, Talarico discussed issues concerning the borderland, such as the detention center on East Montana.
We have seen human beings beaten and sexually abused, and some of them have died.
In Texas, there have been 6 deaths in these ICE facilities, 3 of which were in El Paso. Talarico wants to take a stand against them.
We have to do something about it. It is unacceptable. It is a moral crime. And I think you've seen people in this community stepping up and speaking out against that kind of abuse.
He also discussed the data center being built here in El Paso and across Texas as a whole.
We have a big problem with data centers across the state. They not only are driving up energy costs, but they are using up a ton of water, which we don't have a lot of.
More than half of Texas is experiencing droughts, which can make the data centers more of a risk. And since the community gets no say in their location, there is more public outrage in need of an answer.
They had no public input on whether or not these centers were going to be built. So we have to change that because this is still a democracy and folks in the community have a right to be able to have a say on whether or not these things are brought into their community.
The next step on Talarico's Taking Back Texas tour is Midland and Odessa. And to learn more about the election, go to KVIA.com. Kaelyn Blessinger, ABC7.
A lot of these things that we bring into our homes around Valentine's Day can become either toxic or dangerous for our pets.
Don't give your pet a trip to the vet for Valentine's Day. Be mindful of what you leave within your pet's reach through the holiday.
Things such as, candles, lighting candles, definitely need to keep an eye on our pets as well. Wagging tails or cats get curious and want to play with the flames. Just making sure that those candles are out of the way.
The obvious thing to avoid is chocolate, but many other candies contain a chemical that could be just as harmful for pets.
Any candies with a chemical xylitol in it is also very toxic to animals as well. So even if it's not chocolate, a lot of candies have that chemical xylitol in it, so keep those up and out of reach.
There are many flowers that can be toxic to your pets as well, such as lilies and tulips. We all want to have a lovely and safe Valentine's Day, even your pets, so be mindful of how you celebrate the season. Go to KVIA.com for this story and more information. Kaelyn Blessinger, ABC7.
And to me, I just thought that was kind of weird, you know what I mean? But it's weird how in such a short time they changed it, and then the FFA was like, no, wait a second, you know what I mean?
Delayed and confused is the reality for many El Pasoans due to the FAA temporarily grounding our airspace. Though only lasting hours, the pause had a rippling effect on flights as airlines scrambled to get their travelers back on schedule.
I'm concerned because I'll be coming back. I don't know if it's still going to be available for me to come back, but I don't know for real. I'm just cool now, but I might change my flight if it doesn't so, because they have another flight somewhere else in Phoenix. I don't know.
Even those who weren't traveling had concerns about the initial 10-day grounding and expressed unease.
Concerning me is that they lifted it in such a short time period, so I don't know if later on during the week they could say, no, we're actually gonna, reinforce those rules or whatever, where we can't have planes coming out.
Though confusion still lingers, travelers are now boarding their planes to take flight, something that seemed impossible just hours ago. Kaelyn Blessinger, ABC7.
Governor Greg Abbott!
The governor came out to El Paso to rally voters to cast their ballots.
During his time here, he went over his 5-point plan for Texas property tax, such as capping appraisal costs.
We've got to stop you having to go through the appraisal process and finding that every single year. You should be subject to appraisal only once every 5 years.
He also discussed his plans for education and the school choice program. The program allows families to use tax dollars to send their kids to private schools.
I want you to know we've already taken the steps to put Texas on the pathway to rank #1. For one, is that school choice program that Comptroller Hancock was talking about. What that does, it empowers parents to choose a school that's right for their child. That ensures that child is going to get the best education.
Texas is currently ranked 38th in education for the United States. Abbott is saying he can change this with the school choice program. Finally, Abbott said he wants to make Texas a more low-cost state.
Your property tax bill will get cut in half overnight. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. When we get all these reforms passed, Texas is going to quickly become maybe the most affordable state in America.
Primary election voting is Tuesday, March 3rd. For more information on polling sites, go to KVIA.com. For reporting in central El Paso, Kaelyn Blessinger, ABC7.
And it started getting heavier and heavier, and then all of a sudden it just started really blowing like almost like a little tornado, you know? And then it just ripped off. Wham!
Jasper McClure just moved in last week and already had his roof and air conditioner torn off by the strong winds. He and his family were inside as this happened, terrified by the sudden loud noises.
It sounded pretty bad, like scared a little bit, yeah. It was loud enough to make you come out and see what's going on, you know.
You can see the torn pieces of tin scattered across his roof, just waiting for a stronger gust of wind to free them. Jasper worries this could be dangerous as the winds continue.
I think everybody should really buckle down when it gets windy, you know. It's not a joke. That could really hurt somebody. If a piece of tin came off of there and might cut their neck off.
Wind speeds averaged around 60 miles today, but the El Paso airport said they had gusts of around 80 miles per hour, which is well within the range of a Category 1 hurricane. Safe to say our windy season is already starting strong, so be sure to stay safe and hunker down this spring as winds continue tearing through the borderland. Kaelyn Blessinger, ABC7. This situation ends up affecting many aspects of our lives, from stress to security, even going out in public spaces. People now think twice before doing things they normally do every day. Christopher is from Juarez and travels to El Paso for work. Although the violence is very far from Juarez, there is still unease in going out. From the moment we leave home until we arrive at work, there's always the possibility of something happening. We live in constant stress and uncertainty about what might happen in our society. Cartel violence is on the rise in many tourist cities, which could impact their future economy due to public perception. Tourism is going to slow down. People will be afraid to go to that place, maybe even to Mexico in general, because those people are very angry about El Mencho's death. Some are even hesitant to cross the border at all due to this rise in violence. I haven't been going to Mexico much lately, and with this problem that happened, I'm even less likely to go now. However, opinions are still divided on whether or not it's safe to continue traveling to Mexico. You can always travel anywhere in Mexico if you're not involved in bad activities. When something happens to you, unfortunately, it happens, but I don't think you should avoid traveling completely.
For more information, go to KVIA.com to stay up to date with this story and more. Kaelyn Blessinger, ABC7.